This is day 14 in the tropics, and today we started it off with fireworks after midnight and then checking into a resort. If you've been following along, you know we've been stocking up on fireworks and firecrackers all week. It's finally time to blow shit up. We had lit up a few of these extremely loud crackers the day before, but not everything blew up. The guys got creative and found a box and some lighter fluid to make this. It worked and started the night strong. We then spent 15 minutes digging a hole in the sand to stick this one in, and wow, the digging was worth it. Then we had the Gatling gun 3000 or 8000, which as you can see was a true show. We really had to keep our distance. And finally we had these little things that flew. We weren't sure what to expect, but in just a moment you'll see Wes grab me and pull me out of the path of this flying sparkler in time to save my face and hair from being burnt. That was enough for the night. Woke up the next morning, packed all of our stuff, and we checked out of the villa and the studio. We were off on the road to the other end of the island. We were checking into the Constance, belle mare plage today. The scenic routes towards the resorts are always so nice. After our first day at the Four Seasons, it's gonna be hard to top it, but it began with a similar vibe. The hotel had more of an Indian or Hindu vibe. Someone runs up and rings a hanging doorbell when you arrive, so it feels very zen. Everyone at the resort is wearing something that looks rather cultural, which I love. The lobby was super far in though. Didn't really feel like a lobby, it felt more like a random table in the middle of a bar. They handed us some hefty welcome drinks. They were watermelon flavored and it was really good while we waited, and then the bartender hooked us up with a couple shots to mix inside. We were pretty early for check-in and we parted ways with our Montreal group at this point, so we went to go grab lunch at Indigo, one of the restaurants at the resort. We had ramen to share. I noticed that pork is not an easy thing to find at most restaurants, so it was interesting that it was here. The dish looked boom, but flavor was lacking. Then we had some club sandwiches, which was actually super delish. Side note, Mauritius does fries really freaking well. Every single time I've had fries at a random spot, they've been super fresh and crazy crunchy. Our rooms were ready by the time we finished lunch, and so our bags were brought to the room shortly after we were escorted over. Quite a stunning place like our previous experience. This one definitely gives a more all-inclusive vibe in comparison to the private villas, though it's not necessarily an all-inclusive resort. So all in all, it was nice to change up the vibe so we didn't feel like we were doing the same thing twice. And we got lucky with the room overlooking the ocean. We were meeting Wesley's family here for the day, so we wanted to be quick to maximize our time with them. We got ready for the pool in the ocean, then went off to do our rounds of hello. Then we came back and got ready for dinner with them. This is a different set of family that we haven't really hung out with during our time here. They were doing the buffet option tonight and there were like 30 members, so we joined along. I didn't get to film it, but man, the food options were insanely good. It was Mediterranean night. We had a lot of grilled foods, but the highlight was the Indian station that had the most yummy and fresh pani puri. Wes and I had gone back for 4 rounds of those. We went to the bar at night, then crashed in our room, watching some local television channels.